Thanks. Okay, so welcome to tonight's training for independent consultants run by the district managers in the Shore region. This evening we have Jen Gregory and Steve Clay sharing their highlights from the Dunning and Campbell Leadership Academy, which took place this Sunday. I'm going to love and leave you as I have to run and pick up my little girl. So excuse me for jumping out now, but welcome to the call, everybody, and great to see you here. Thanks, Jen. Over to you.
Thank you. I'm just going to share my screen, everyone. So just bear with me for 2 seconds while I just find what I'm looking to share. Bear with me. Can somebody just confirm they can see the screen?
Yes.
Lovely. So tonight I'm just going to talk through a couple of different people that were particularly stuck in my mind on the training. There was so much amazing information shared. I could sit here for like 3 days and tell you. But I'm going to go through Victoria Marshall and Scott Campbell, and then if Steve makes it, the babies are still awake. If Steve makes it, he'll go through Sarah Dunning. But if not, I can do that for him. So I'm going to get started. So RVP Victoria Marshall, she was absolutely fantastic. She did some great training on the night. So let's just start this now so we can see. Okay, so she gave us her top tips, okay? And I'll go through those. And her first top tip, that transformed her business and got us to regional vice president, was reading Miracle Morning. And I'm sure we've all heard this many times before. But what she said was how you spend the first hour of your day will definitely determine the rest of your day. And she said successful people do not lay in bed. So one big top tip was get our bums into gear and actually read Miracle Morning. And if we haven't put that into action, then make sure we're putting it into action. Read and write your affirmations. So one affirmation that she gave us was fantastic. I'm just going to go back through my notes and find it. I have so many notes from the day, it's ridiculous. My cat needs to go. Okay. I love myself. I am worthy. My intention is to help as many people as possible. And I just love that affirmation. So that one's already up on my wall to read out every morning. So what affirmations do is they reprogram your self-conscious mind. So when you're talking to yourself, that little voice in your head that tells you can't do something or something's scary, if you keep telling yourself stuff over and over again, in the short term, it may feel like it's not doing anything, but long term, it makes such a vast difference in your thinking and what you can achieve and your fear factor. So you have to be really persistent with your affirmations and just repeat them over and over again. And tell yourself where you want to be and write it in the present tense. So that's what your affirmation should be about, basically. Visualization. So if you haven't already, do a vision board. So have one on your laptop and have one on your wall. She also recommended that you make a vision board and set it to music. Music's really good for the brain and for relaxing you, calming you, and it's also really kind of energetic for the brain as well. So when your brain is kind of seeing your visions and hearing the music that goes along with it, it's going to make a massive impact on what you achieve. So I would highly recommend getting that done, and a great app to do that in is definitely iMovies. Exercise. So do your exercise. It wakes you up and gives you plenty of energy, which is going to help you be proactive throughout the day. Reading. Okay, so if you're not already, commit to reading 10 pages a day. I figured this out actually the other day. My current book has got 170 pages in it. So I can get that read in 17 days, which means that I can read a book in about half a month, which means I can be reading approximately 2 books a month. And that's just incredible. I've upped my reading to 20 pages a day just because I want to learn more faster. And she did suggest if you want to hit your goal faster, up your reading, and everything she suggests you do, double it. And she'll write down 5 things every single day that you're grateful for. because if you've got a massive goal, let's say to be at Nation, you want to be in Maui because you're fed up of your Tenerife holidays, and you want to move into a bigger house because your current house isn't adequate. If you're telling yourself that kind of stuff, it makes you sound ungrateful for what you already have. So you need to be grateful for the fact that you've got heating in your house, and you've got a sofa in your living room, and you've got a TV if you want to watch it. And, you know, those little things, again, you've got to tell yourself that you're happy with what you've got already. And also download an app called Headspace. It's something she uses for meditation, and apparently it's really easy to follow. So what you can do there is it'll tell you exactly what position you need, what posture you need, and everything. It's like a really easy talk through, which is great for people like me because meditation isn't really my thing. I haven't done it before, but it does help you clear your mind, and it helps you kind of have that, press the restart button. Planning and time management. So this was her second half of her training, and I found this very beneficial. So she said, treat it like a job. The one thing we don't do in Arbon is treat it like a job until we get to a certain level. And what we should be doing is treating it like a job. Like, you wouldn't like skive off work every single day without consequences. If you didn't turn up at work, you wouldn't get paid. And, you know, if you weren't treating your job properly and doing your tasks properly, again, you'd probably go on some kind of performance management. So you should treat it like a job, and kind of make sure you're doing everything you should be doing in your day. Create a schedule, plan the week ahead. And the great thing about planning the week ahead is, like she said, when she spends like an hour or two with the children and does an activity with the kids, she doesn't feel guilty and have, oh my God, I should be doing my Arbon right now in her head, because she's scheduled in her Arbon for later in that day. So in her head, that is her free time. And that's exactly what we want to be thinking as well. Commit to your daily activity. So rather than on a Sunday having a 6-hour chunk of Arbon, split it up into 15 minutes or half an hour's. 15 minutes is good because your brain kind of switches off after about 20 to 25 anyway. So split it up into, right, I'm going to text 5 people in the next 15 minutes, and then I'm going to do X, Y, and Z in 15 minutes after, and try to stick to like an hour or 2 a day. Write your to-do list the night before. Now, I love the reason for this. So if you write your to-do list for the next day, the night before, your head and your brain is very aware of what you need to be doing the next day. So already in your sleep, your mind is already thinking of the different ideas and the different ways you're going to achieve your task list for the next day. And I didn't realise that. And I can't remember what the percentages were. I don't know if Bev can, but there was some kind of percentage of like how likely you are to achieve everything on your task list if you write it the night before. So it was really interesting.
85% more likely to remember.
85%, and yeah, it was like
it goes into your subconscious. She said
that's it, and it goes into your subconscious, and it's brilliant. So, and you're 15% or 25% likely to achieve it if you write it the morning of. So massive difference there. Plan for the larger events. So they are AAC, GTZ, big DAs, region training, anything that's going on, plan them in your diary so you know when they are, and you're putting money to one side for any that you need money for. So it's more likely you're going to go. So she said, right now we've got AAC coming up in September. Start putting money away every single month. Figure out how much you're going to need so that you know that you have that money and that savings there. And treat your clients and preferred clients. And basically what she meant by that was just make sure that you're contacting them, you're sending them something on their birthday, a Christmas card on Christmas, etc. So treat your clients well and they'll treat you well. So Scott Campbell, he did some fantastic training, and it was completely about GoPro, which was fantastic. So he asked us 3 vital questions, which were, how many hours per week can you dedicate or will you dedicate to your business? Are you coachable, and how quickly do you want to achieve your goal? And we had to write them down. And what he meant by those was, right, so he broke it down. So if you commit 0 to 5 hours into your business a week, you are classed as a Mazda. And if you do 5 to 10 hours, your class is a Toyota. And if you do 10 hours plus a week, your class is a white Mercedes, and you're highly likely to achieve your goals. And are you coachable? And what he means by that is being present. So are you on the training? So congratulations to those that are. You are coachable. Systems, what your team follows, are you following them, or are you trying to rewrite everything and think you can do it better yourself? And also with the how quickly do you want to achieve a goal, that was just about how quickly do you want to achieve it and what skills you're actually putting into achieving it. So it's kind of asking yourself those questions, and it was really interesting. The next thing he asked us to do was score ourselves on 7 skills that are in GoPro. So I think he said GoPro page 46 or something, and you can find these 7 skills, which are here. So he said, score yourself right now, honestly, 1 out of 10 on these 7 skills. So it's the 7 skills you need to build a network marketing business. So finding friends, which what he meant by that was you've got your friends list, you've got your names and numbers on a list. Are you getting in contact with them? Are you defining your cold market, your warm market, your sizzling hot market? Are you growing relationships with people? Are you being consistent with that? Are you writing down like kind of what you've got in common with certain people and figuring that out? So that's your finding friends. So how good are you at building relationships, essentially? And then he said inviting friends, which he meant like meeting up with people. And this inviting is all in GoPro. So it's about being in a hurry, always complimenting the person, making an invitation, and using the "if I would you" question. And it's setting that time, and like setting time aside to go over the business or the products, and basically creating an urgency. So how good are you at that, inviting somebody to meet you about the business or the products? And then number 3, presenting. Well, that's all about you're having an amazing 60-second story. Do you have a 6-second story and know it off by heart? Could you say it with your eyes closed? If not, it's the first thing you need to do is write a 6-second story and get it on the wall and say it every day. Do you come across with passion and enthusiasm when you say the presentation? And what else did he say about that? That was about it. So how good are you at the presentation, basically? Score yourself on that. Follow up. He basically said here, are you be a key listener, be a solution provider, and engage with them. So the follow-up is the hardest thing to grasp, and I'm sure loads of people agree with that. Scott was the one that said he was rubbish at the follow-up until he got to region. And that's all, again, if I was to show you how to earn X amount, would you do this? So it's, again, using those open questions, and he said, and handling objections as well. That's a massive part of follow-up. How good do you think you are at that? I think I scored myself at like 3 out of 10. So I need to work on that. And number 5 was closing. So closing, again, it follows the follow-up. It's part of the same thing. It's all about, did it make sense to you? And what did you like best? So it's asking really open questions, and it's positive questions as well. Not like, what did you think? Because that opens them up to negativity, and it doesn't kind of allow them to be open-minded and start dreaming a little bit. So again, it's in GoPro. Have a look in there, and the questions are fantastic. And then number 6, closing. Getting people started. He's all about the first 30 days in anybody's business is the most important. It's all about getting them to that first level of management and making them feel independent. So what he says is book 3 launches in, and the first launch is you as a sponsor. The next launch is the both of you, and the third launch is them. And what you should see from that is them becoming independent, them taking control, and it's making them learn the skills that they need in order to deliver a presentation. So it's, again, how good are you at getting somebody started? Have you provided them right information? Are they informed about the systems we use? And have they been coachable? Have you coached them? And promoting events, finally, that kind of goes with what it is how good are you at promoting the events? And that means going to the events. That's not just saying, oh, brilliant day they had. So how good are you at promoting the events? And to be honest, I don't do that enough. I forget to take photos. I forget to tag myself. So I go to these things and I never do anything about it. So that was a good one. And what he said is, whatever you score yourself on these 7 skills in the next, I think he said 2 to 3 months, relook at your scores and improve those scores. He said even by 1 or 2 points, improve everything on there. Right. And I got a brilliant quote from Carly Myers here, which was, she was a fantastic presenter, but I didn't know how much time I was going to have tonight. And she said, are you going to do it? Are you going to proper do it? And we loved her. She was so funny. So I recommend finding her on Facebook. She's an area manager at the minute. And what she was talking about was how she felt that when she first started her album business, she was doing it. She was proper doing it. And then she realised when she got district manager that she wasn't doing it. She wasn't proper doing it. She was just doing it like a hobby. So then she started proper doing it. And then she started proper doing it. So it was funny the way she described it. And I think that's definitely a training for, I didn't really take any notes on that actually because it was more about her story. But that quote will definitely be used quite a lot in the future, I'm sure. So I'm just going to stop sharing the screen because Steve's not come down yet. And I have got a couple of bits from Sarah Dunning just to quickly share. And so basically, Steve wanted to go over what the VPs do. There's lots of people. I didn't know people were chatting. No, they're not. Okay. So Steve wanted to go over what the VPs do. So he said the vice presidents are always prepared to fall on their face and get back up again. They get scared an awful lot. They read triple the amount than anyone else. That's an absolute fact. They're always at events without fail. They find solutions, not excuses. They persist at their daily habits. So those habits that we were talking about, especially the ones with Victoria, she said at the start it's going to be a massive struggle to get those habits into play and to do them every single day. But eventually it will just become normality. And so the vice presidents have got those to an absolute T. They know when they're waking up and exactly what they're doing, and it's just like waking up and having a shower to them. They're always aware of their self-talk, so that's their daily affirmations, and they always take responsibility for their own businesses. So they don't complain, and they don't pass responsibility on to somebody else. And actually, I found out a really interesting fact that I didn't know about complaining. So, like, social media has been a massive platform for massive complainers, I suppose. And before social media, if something went wrong, we would just get on with our lives. But because of that platform, it's given us the ability to prolong something we're kind of mardy or peed off about. And what complaining actually does on social media these days, or anywhere, is it allows you to pass the blame to somebody else, even if they're just saying, "Oh, hun, are you okay?" or something. It's giving that. It's passing that guilt and whatever you're feeling on to somebody else, rather than just getting over it yourself. For some reason, we're just not mentally able to get over stuff ourselves. So try and cut down on the complaining. And actually, when I see a complaining status these days, I did it to my brother-in-law the other day, and he isn't happy with me. But I kind of try and turn it round. He said every taxi driver he called them a lot of nasty names, and I said, "Oh, I know some lovely taxi drivers," and I turned it around, and he was like, "I almost got run off the road by a taxi driver today." I was like, "I don't care." But I was like, just get on with your life. Stop complaining on Facebook. It's not going to make a difference. So, let's just be happy with life. We only live once. But the biggest thing Sarah said, which we all know already, is don't quit and take action. Don't just sit here for 7 years and be a non-quitter and not do anything. That's as good as quitting. So don't quit, but take action. But that's pretty much, well, it's not all I've got. I could go on forever, but I'm going to stop there.
Jen, I was just going to say that was absolutely fab. Thanks a lot. You covered like loads, and I'm thinking like my call next is just going to repeat loads of it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But no, hey, no, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it. Like you really like picked up on all the sharp points. It was fab. It was a really brilliant day. But also, I was just wondering, do you remember Sarah Dunning's slides at the beginning of her major presentation? Just explain the pictures from 2010 and 2008, 2012, and what the consistent thing to note was.
Oh, yes. Okay, so Sarah showed some really old snaps where her hair was definitely nothing like it is now. And but they all look so much like younger. But the key things she picked out, especially at her car presentation and at Gordon Fraser's car presentation, she went through it and she was kind of in her own little world, and she had a little like laser thing on the screen, and she was like, there's Ian, quit, Gordon, quit. So, and the key thing was every single person that hadn't quit, that had continued their business in those pictures, were all MVPs. Now that is just speaking so much. But yeah, so everybody in there, they'd all worked really hard. They'd made endless mistakes, but every single one of them was an MVP without fail.
Yeah, so the point being really that there wasn't any areas or district managers, or they were just all either MVPs or left, hadn't they?
Yeah, it was MVP or left. Gone.
Yeah. So, in other words, don't quit.
Yeah.
So yeah, we shall be there with our walking sticks, ladies. Okay, so hi Joe, good to see you. Jen just did a brilliant training on covering some of the speakers at leadership on Saturday. It was Sarah Dunning and Scott Campbell's leadership training, and Jen and Steve and myself and Claire and Julianne went along from our team, and there was other members from other teams as well. So it was a real treat, wasn't it? But I think Jen also mentioned the fact that it was heavily orientated towards GoPro. So, you know, I personally love Eric Worre. I know you do, Jen, don't you? And Trish. Yeah. You know, if you don't get his daily updates, then subscribe to them. It's Network Marketing. It's not called GoPro, is it? It's Network. Oh, I can't remember. What is it, Jen? Hang on.
Network Marketing Pro. I'm sure it is.
It's. I'll just get it up in my emails. I get them every day, all day. Where are we?
And one thing, guys, when you're all listening to Zooms and or any trainings and SoundClouds, the one thing that I would recommend is you try and do it where you can write it down, because they also said that if you just listen to something and you only retain 15% of the information, if you're actually writing it down at the same time as listening, you will retain 85% of the information. So again, it's just one of those tips that I thought I didn't realise that. So I'm in the car this morning, like in the passenger seat, writing down like as much as I could in our SoundCloud session. I just, yeah, there you go. It's all in there now.
Coming back to Eric's emails, it's if you want to subscribe and you don't already, then you just need to email Eric at Network Marketing Pro. And I can't see the rest of the email address. How do I do that, Joe? .com. So it's Eric at networkmarketingpro.com. And you'll then be sent his. If you just say I want the daily subscriptions to your videos, etc., and it looks like that. I think you can see that. Probably not. It's too much glare.
Yeah, I can see that just.
Yeah. So there's loads of little video snippets and trainings every day, and it doesn't go on and on. It's just like 2 or 3 minutes max. And then you can buy into you know, other simple systems that we've got, like 90-minute videos. Blah blah blah. But it's all really relatively cheap. But there is actually a fantastic women's GoPro meeting on April 29th to the 30th. So 3 days in Las Vegas. I've actually been considering whether to extend my stay.
Not a bad idea.
Because, yeah, it looks amazing. It looks absolutely phenomenal. And Donna Johnson will be there. I posted on my page the other night, actually, a video, which I did sign up for before on Saturday night. But apparently the system failed, so they actually did record it. So I'll try and forward that recording. I'll see if I can get it off my Sankey page and send it through to you. Somehow. So anyway, yeah, if you want to watch that, it went on for at least an hour, but it was really good, and Donna Johnson did a slot. So anyway, just one thing in between the calls is that Claire's asked me to mention the incentive trip that Ian's put out for the south of France. I thought it was the 1st of July, so I've just queried that with her, but she's just come back to me and said that it's actually the 31st. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely the 31st of July. It's donut by the end of June, even better. So I presume donut means do it by. So yeah, she wanted me to make sure everybody was aware of the RVB challenge. But Ian, I'm sure on the 9:30 call we'll be going through that. So that'll be a fantastic Zoom call tonight. So it's actually a Zoom call, not a landline, and that's at 9:30. And the ID for that is on the It's a Shore Nation thing page. So that's all I've got to say, really. Elyn's supposed to be getting back on the call at 30:30. So has anybody got any questions or anything that they want to ask about the retreat and what anybody said? If you probably haven't, not being there, so it's a stupid question, to be honest, but one thing that I did actually pick up on that I really liked, and I'm not sure who this was, it was the very beginning, what the opening trainer, was that Kate Bentley, Jen, or was it Sarah Dunning? It was Kate. I didn't write it down, the title.
I think it was Sarah May Stubbins.
Ah, it was, you're right. Yes, it was. Thank you. Yeah. She said basically you need to identify who your ideal client is. So get inside their head. And a lot of us have been experiencing confusion between leading with the product or the business. So she said if you get inside your ideal client, whether it be for the business or whether it be for the products, then that's going to help gain clarity over the whole issue. So she said, who is your ideal client and what do they want? So if you ask questions to help identify them, number 1, are they male or female? Number 2, what's their age range? Number 3, what's the problem that they have that you can fix? Number 4, have they tried other things before they came across Arbonne? Number 5, are they self-employed, employed? Are they stay-at-home moms? Number 6, do they have kids? And then you know how to market to them. So then you know how to speak their language. So think of the exact words they may ask. So ask your clients why they use Arbonne. So if you've already got existing clients, ask them why they are still buying and they still love to use Arbonne. And so then you can identify where your fish actually swim. And then what you need to do is focus on how you can actually serve or help them better. So the purpose of human life is to serve and show compassion and have the will to help others. And your income equals how many people you help or serve times by how much you help or serve them. I thought that was a really interesting quote. Lord knows who it's by, but if you focus on helping people, the money will automatically flow in. And then she mentioned a book called The Inner Game of Selling by Ron Gillingham, which I'm not familiar with.
Bev?
Yeah.
Can I just add something? It's not from the training, but it's just something that Claire said to me on the training day. She said what she would absolutely love to see from everybody, if you were committed to attempting to achieve the incentive from Ian, is she would love to see everybody's goals and how they're going to achieve it posted on the page that she's created. What's it called again? RVP Challenge.
It's something can.
Yeah.
It now, Jen.
So I'm posting my goals tonight, but she would absolutely love to see like loads of activity on there, just so she's aware of who she should be spending time with and who's going to be having one-to-ones with her. And everybody that posts their goals, Claire's going to spend a day with, just going over exactly how to achieve it and just helping everyone. So I think that's a great incentive to get some one-to-one time with Claire as well. So I just thought I'd share that.
I haven't been able to find that page.
I can try and tag you in something.
Trish,
I've had a message from Claire to say go on it, but I haven't seen it.
Okay, it's called RVP Challenge. Can as in cans, watch out.
So I have to do a search for it.
Yeah, it's basically got 18 members. I think essentially she wanted to just add members that were actively trying to achieve it.
It's anybody that responds and communicates like on that Ian's post. So anybody that's like kind of said, I'm up for that on Ian's video or liked it, she's added, which wasn't a great deal. So, yeah, that's what she's done so far.
So, Trish, best to speak to Claire, really, I think.
Yeah, I messaged her last night. She came back and said, get onto the page. So this morning I was trying to find it and I thought, is there an invitation? I can't find it.
So are you not on the page, Trish, at all?
I made the original comment and then I messaged Claire last night and she just said to get onto that page. So
okay, let's just run through the qualification and the breakdown.
I've added you.
Claire
okay,
posted it on the page, and the breakdown to RVP from the IC level. So in other words, if you're an independent consultant, then by February you need to be in DM Qual with 2,500 QV. March, you need 3,500 QV. April, AM Qual, 10,000 QV. May, Area Manager, 14,000 QV. June, RVP Qual, 40,000 QV. And July, Regional Vice President with 56,000 QV. So to get through to July 31st, to actually qualify for the incentive, and as I said, I thought it was 1st of July, but Claire's adamant it's 31st, then that's what you need to achieve. So you need to be in DM Qual with 2,500 QV, which, as you know, can be from your central, or it can include 1,000 of your own PQV. But to actually qualify for district manager in the second month, you still would need to have got 1,000 PQV within that 2-month period. But so yeah, it's totally doable. And as we know, Claire achieved RVP in 5 months. So yeah, we've got it all to do, guys. Okay, well, what time have we got now? 20:36. I mean, the training that I'd got was basically golden nuggets from leadership. So Joe missed the first part anyway. So I think that the nuggets that I've got are going to be probably quite repetitive, but they're sort of things that I picked up on. So rather than wait for Elin, because she can always watch the recording, it doesn't look like we've got any new members other than Jen's little boy. So I'll just go ahead with this. So as you know, Campbell Dunning Leadership was February 6th, and there were so many golden nuggets from all the speakers. So I've got over my notes, and I couldn't stop at 3, so I've gone through to 19 or 20. So ones that I really liked, which is obviously why they're called my golden nuggets, is fish where the fish are. So know your ideal client and how you can help them. And I just ran through those various different points from Sarah May Stubbins there. Number 2 is income. Your income will equal how many people you help or serve and you times that by how much you help or serve them. And then number three, network. So network on purpose, and try and forge collaborations as well. So that sort of brought something home to me. I've been doing a lot of networking, and I've been doing a lot of collaborations just by virtue of the people that I've met. So I'm doing a healthy living workshop, and I've created an invitation, and I'm going to align it with a friend's charity as well, because she actually asked for help last week from her various different contacts as to how she can actually promote her charity and get more people to help. So that sort of sparked something off in me, that, you know, network on purpose, but network in the right places. Don't expect immediate results. Certainly don't, you know, vomit arbon all over people and expect to get an appointment to do a one-to-one straight away. Networking is something that takes time and that you need to build on. And obviously, if you form collaborations, then it's a two-way street, and you're going to actually help other people. And then you can obviously introduce the products to them as it suits. So number 4, daily success habits. Affirmations, visualizations, exercise, reading, gratitude, and meditation. I think as well there was a lot of emphasis on the fact that if you're an area manager now, then certainly affirmations and visualizations are absolutely key. Obviously, personal development, you need to, if you're, whatever personal development you're doing now, you need to double it. Sarah Dunning herself tripled it. So, you know, read as much as you can every single day. Just be like a sponge. But then don't forget to exercise and to do your meditation as well. So obviously that came from the Miracle Morning, I think, originally, in terms of inspiration for Sarah Dunning. And I've just ordered that book because mornings are just not my big thing. So I need to address that. So again, it's about identifying your weaknesses and how you score 1 to 10 on the various different things. And Scott Campbell was quite big on that. He pointed out, you know, on the 7 sort of GoPro things that you need to concentrate on, like learning the presentation, your 60-second story, all those sorts of things that you need to mark yourself 1 out of 10. And then come April 1st, remark yourself and see if you've gone up a step. You might have gone up just a grade. So if you're at a 5, you might go up to a 6. So I thought that was really useful as well, to actually start to monitor your own progress. Somebody else as well actually mentioned setting an alarm on your phone so that you actually do a double take of the progress that you've made. So everything that you've been doing over the last month or 6 weeks, you actually look back deliberately and reflect on how well you've done and how you could have improved on it. So for example, like Jen said, you know, follow-up was not her strong point. Follow-up is definitely not my strong point. So that's what I'm really trying to work on in the next, you know, foreseeable future, is definitely stepping that up. So treat it like a job until it pays like a business. This was another one, a really hot tip, I think mainly from Scott Campbell, but lots of people repeated this. And what that means is that you've got to treat it, if you're only doing the 3 hours, then do the 3 hours, you know, as if you've got a boss to report to. Don't do 2 hours and think, oh, I'll do another hour later on in the day, which is the inclination of people who are self-employed, because you can juggle your own day about. So they said, like, until you're actually getting paid like it's a business, then carry on treating it like a job and that you're accountable. So do bite-sized chunks every day, but consistency is the key. The other thing I liked as well, do your list for the next day, the night before. Jen touched upon this in terms of like how much you're going to absorb into your subconscious if you do it the night before, and your brain will subconsciously try and work through those various different things you've got to do and provide a solution by the time you wake up in the morning. So I really like the idea of that. I'm reading a book at the moment, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, and the mastermind session, he actually covers the fact that the energy from 2 people of putting their ideas and collaborating and putting their minds together will actually produce the energy of 3 people. So that's quite an interesting concept. So whatever your, I've just missed one, sorry. So number 8, use the 2 by 2 by 2 method. So in other words, contact people after 2 days to make sure that they've received their products. So this is obviously a PC or actually a business builder, it could be as well, if they've done their own personal order within 7 days. Contact them after 2 weeks. If it wouldn't be a business builder in this case, it'll be a PC. So how are they liking the products? How are they getting on with them? And then after 2 months, you go back to them, and obviously by that time you've probably got a new product to introduce to them as well, and you might need to send them a new sample of something that they're not currently using. So if they've bought into the healthy living plan, then they might want to move on to the detox within 60 days. Probably within the next 30 days, to be fair, but ordinarily you'd probably go back to them every 2 months. So that's the 2-2-2 principle. Number 9 is whatever you're having problems with, there is a book or an audio or a video to help. You're the only variable in this whole thing. So if you stick to the system and you add in activity, you will definitely get results. So deal with yourself, because it's yourself that's the variable, and it's yourself that's going to put you out of kilter with that. Number 10, when you've done something, reflect. I did mention that. Number 11, I love this one. Don't focus on the QV. Just focus on the activity, because activity cures everything. Number 12 is follow the system. The 7 skills of Eric Worre. Perfect each skill and mark yourself 1 to 10. Yeah, discussed that earlier. So 8 steps to inviting is also GoPro. People are attracted to people are attracted to people, and no one needs people. So that applies to us and also to your prospect. We don't need people to do this business. So you mustn't come across as being needy, or that we're trying to persuade anybody. We have something fantastic to offer. We want to share this with people, and we want to give it to them in the best possible light. So we need to be attractive to that person, and attract, with a positive energy that's going to make them want to ask you. So when people start to actually ask you what you do, then that's when you've turned the corner. So it's really key at this point that you can fire off your 60-second story, totally to a T. So learn that 60-second story, and just practice it. Because that takes the stress out of it as well. Because if you can just regurgitate that, then you've got it covered. You're not looking for people to necessarily buy, into anything else. So they're not going to feel like you're prospecting them or trying to recruit them, which is something that you get quite a lot. So your 60-second story, perfect this. Yes, I've just covered that. And then this is another one that I really, really like, and that is we need to be good listeners. So always remember, we got 2 ears and 1 mouth. And the thing is, if you find out what people need, then you're armed with all the facts that you need to be able to help and to serve them. So you can always provide the solution then, whether it be product or extra income, whatever it is, we've got the solution in our hands with this business. So 17, getting people started. Match their commitment for the first 30 days and then be supportive after that, but insist people plug in to maintain their mind and grow their knowledge and themselves. So from the very offset, you need to get across to people that they need to be coachable and that they need to plug into all the major events that Arbonne has. And it was quite astounding. The Arbonne calendar has about 88 different opportunities for people to actually plug in. So when you think that you are actually the variable, then you've got no excuse, because we've got all the reading material we need, we've got all the audios we need, we've got all the DAs we need, we've got all of the leadership training events now as well, which is fantastic. There's 3 different ones across the country, twice a year. And then we've got like region training, and we've got AAC as well as GTC. So we just need to get people on the road and on the track so that they know what they're doing within that first 30 days. And then you can obviously, help other people. So it's a case of getting people as independent as you can, as fast as you can. So number 18 is filter out the negativity. So if you're going to be attractive to people, then you've got to, exude positivity. So mind your mind, basically, as well. In other words, mind what you're actually saying to yourself. So I think one lovely thing that Sarah Dillon said, that you've got to say 4 times out loud every day how much you love yourself. And the more you squirm and you can't actually do that, then the more you actually need to be doing that. And I thought that was quite interesting. So the next thing is take action. Consistency is key. Fail forwards and don't find excuses. Just find solutions. And so that's brilliant, isn't it? Because as we all know in this business, the more times you fail and the more times you fall over, the more times you're going to get up and succeed. So as we said previously, never give up. And that's it. So that's 48 minutes too. Has anybody got any questions on any sort of particular area of that? No? Joe, have you got any questions on any areas of the business that you're not sure on? Because you've actually been focusing and concentrating brilliantly on the Healthy Living and Beyond plan. And I'm sure that's, where you're going to actually continue to focus your attentions. But I think by doing the Healthy Living plan, what I like about it is the fact that you're mixing PCs and people's needs absolutely perfectly. And then people are so impressed with the results that then they actually want to know more about the business. So it's a fantastic lead into the business.
Yeah, I mean, it's fitting really well with what I do, because I do the Nordic walking and training. It's all about health and fitness, so it just falls in. So I'm doing exactly what you're sort of saying, then introducing new products, samples and things like this, and I'm getting that. So I'm very much on top of my current clients, getting new ones in, and I really have to just concentrate more on getting more independent consultants.
Yeah.
And that's the bit where I'm sort of building up my knowledge, building up my how I go about doing it, and going out my comfort zone and speaking to more people.
Yes. Yeah, because you're perfectly doing your 2,500 QV building block and double that. So you're bonusing as well. So all you need to do now is replicate that, and you're absolutely flying. And you'll be at the RVP, Cannes RVP incentive trip. You'll be in the south of France for sure. So you just need to go out and find 4 other Nordic walkers. That'd be my suggestion.
Yeah, I mean, I have sort of spoken to them, but they don't seem to be very interested in doing anything else yet.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's hard to get people to see that they actually need something else, isn't it? I think one thing that I came across last week, which I really liked, was the question that you can ask people. Have you actually, is your financial future secure, or is there still room for improvement? Would you like to see, further additional income for, planning for your future? And I actually said that to a woman last week who's been in the holistic industry for over 30 years. And she was trying to say to me, look, I know everything there is to know about this industry. And you're basically saying to me, I don't know what I'm talking about. I was thinking, how do I get myself out of that one? And so I said to her, well, yes and no, I appreciate where you're coming from, but I've got products that you clearly don't know anything about that I think you should or would like to know about. And also, is there room for improvement in your long-term financial planning? And again, I've got a pension sorted out, I've been buying properties and da-da-da. And I almost gave up on it, really. And then I kind of ended with, well, let me get you a genius to you, because I think you'd actually really appreciate the product. And I left it at that. But I know, because I asked that middle question about the financial future, that she actually perked up. And she actually did actually start to listen. And she gave me her personal email address. So I think that was, quite good. So it might be that you could try that.
Mm-hmm.
Speak to people about their future earnings.
Yeah.
Because people get, it's like we used to call it the deer in the headlights thing, when you start to talk to people about how long they could survive on their savings if they lost their jobs or whatever.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
Well, it's just a thought, I'm just
Yeah.
like massively impressed with how you've handled the business. It's just amazing. So it'd be great.
And I want to go to the white dress ball.
Yeah, you want to go to the white party. Yeah, and also it's area suites as well, which I forget the date. Got it in here. I think you need to be in area qual by the end of February to be able to go to area retreat, which is at Nottingham. It's at the Nottingham Convention Centre, so it's only down the road. And if you're a new area,
to actually be,
if you're a new area,
be an area manager.
I think you've just got to be an area qual. I'm not 100%. I think you can be area qual, but I'm not entirely certain. I
did not know that. If that is the case, that is amazing.
I think you've got to be in area qual by the 30th of Feb or the 29th of Feb, should I say.
Oh my gosh, that's exciting.
That might be, Jen, so that you can actually complete in March.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And when
I'm not sure.
That's only if you're actually an area manager, isn't it?
Sorry?
When your first retreat is paid for, you have to be a full area for that to happen, yeah?
Again, I'm not 100% on that. I do know it is area retreat, so in theory you should be a full-blown area manager, but I know I've seen somewhere where it says you need to be an area qual by the end of Feb. I'm sure I put it in my diary, the date of the area retreat. I can't now see it, so I'm sure it was March. Sorry. Vegas is April, isn't it? No.
I know if I want the white dress party, I've got to be an area by the end of March.
Yeah, but you can be area by the end of March. No problem. You only need two more people doing what you're doing, and you'll be area. Yeah, I've not put it in my diary, which is a bit nuts. I must have put it on my phone calendar, so sorry about that. But I can find those dates for you exactly. In fact, I saw the post this morning, and I'm trying to remember what page it was. I think it's on Ian's Success Together page. Let me just try and find it on here now. So is everybody clear on, just to deviate, is everybody clear on the QV that you need to achieve this RVP challenge? Do you want me to run?
The 56,000 isn't accumulative, that's just 56,000 in that month.
We've done it slightly differently for Steve.
Have you?
We have done it. Let me quickly run through what I'm doing, or what we're aiming to achieve. So because there's two of us, and Steve's in my success line, it's making our household a little bit more challenging. Let's have a look. Sorry, I won't be a sec. I'm just going on my phone. I know I sent them to Claire yesterday or something. So I'm trying to keep the laptop away from the little boy, and he's like everywhere. You get when they start walking, they want everything. Okay, here it is. Okay, so Steve, bearing in mind Steve is still at consultant status, February 6,000 QB, achieve DM complete. And we just thought we'd go for that, nip it in the bud. I'm going to achieve an additional 5,000 on top of that, getting me into area manager qual. So I won't confuse you with that. I'll just go over Steve. So 6,000 February, 10,000 March, area qual, 14,000 in April, area complete. That means getting another one of his DMs into area qual for May, put him up to 25,000, which will make him an executive area. June, he'll go into region qual at 40,000 by promoting up another area. And July, promote another area and get 56,000 QV. So we've done it that way.
Yeah.
And that kind of made sense because it's really pushing us for February, and it's pushing us to get higher QB quicker. I just think I think Claire's way is absolutely fantastic, and a great idea, but it is giving you an excuse to only achieve 2,500. So I think you really need to kind of push the limit and go over that 5,000 mark and try and complete district straight away. And then at least you've nipped that in the bud and you're only 2 steps away rather than 3, and that feels massive. So,
yeah, because you want to be going from 6,000 to 10,000, don't you, really?
Basically, my biggest suggestion is get as many consultants as you can on board, 3 launches for them every single month, get them into district call with 2,500. You need to be doing that 2 or 3 times a month with 2 or 3 different people. So it's not going to be easy, but you need to be teaching them to be doing the exact same thing during that very same month and getting people in front of you. And what Claire did when she got to region in 5 months was she focused on her downlines. And she would get into every single launch and she would get somebody else signed up at every single launch guaranteed. And that's how she did it. And she said a lot of the people that are her directs now, she did not introduce to this business. So I think that's the way forward, and just get to as many launches as you can. Pack out your diary. But yeah. Scary, isn't it? It's like big numbers, but I think it's really achievable if you just put your head down and maximise activity.
The thing to remember, Jen, is you can't do it on your own. You can't do it on your own. And the beauty of this business is that it's a hybrid of the direct selling side of things, where you're selling the products, i.e. doing the workshops. And you can do the workshops at the same time as you're launching your new business builders, because that actually gives you a new network to do a new workshop in. So like Joe's perfected the workshops, which in effect can be the launches. So all you need now is the business builders. That's all.
Well, actually, what I did this month is I had 3 sisters want to do the plan. So I suggested one of them became a consultant and the other 2 sign up to her.
Yeah.
And then they got a friend sign up as well. So, and I've spoken to her and she wants to do the business, but she wants to do the plan first and then launch next month. And I'm thinking, no, I want you to launch this month. But what's good, by default, she really wants to do the business now. So I've had a good chat with her, talk through it and what happens.
Brilliant. You know, so can I just ask you, Joe, how will you deal with the 2 sisters that are signed up to her? Are they going to be signed up as consultants as well?
Not at the moment. They just want to be PCs, but I've talked to them when I sort of went through the business with her. I got them there and talked to them and said, look, you can actually sign up and do it. It's more fun if you work together. And they all work in the NHS. So they're all nurses, midwives and stuff like this. So they already know lots of people that could benefit from doing the healthy plan.
Yeah.
So that's the side they're interested in too.
I just wanted to know,
I would actually
think sisters getting different discount rates. You know, one paying more than the other. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, they knew that, but they nominated the sister.
Yeah.
To do it.
So, great. So she's got sisters being sisters, then they'll have to accept. But you know, I'm just thinking what they're going to start doing is say, "Oh, can you get it from me for your through your account?" But the thing is, hey, who cares? You know, that's
as long as all the points go through, it doesn't matter. But if they start getting people on, I'll just sort of say to her, well, so your sister gets the benefit as well. Why don't you upgrade her to an IC? She gets the benefit, you get the benefit, and we'll go forward. But they're already going to have launch parties for her. Yeah, and she's going to have a launch party, so they're helping her. They want her sister to succeed.
Fantastic, brilliant.
What I would do, Joe, is get them. So if they're going to just sign up as PCs for now, the other 2, say to them, will you at least log how you feel during the plan? So I've started writing a blog. I don't know if you've seen it. And it's just and I'm just doing that because the amount of attention it's attracted. Like, I've got so many messages from people wanting to do the plan now. And I think by doing that, it will naturally introduce you to new networks. So if they're doing it and kind of posting about it, just an idea. But
none of them use Facebook.
do they not?
No, not a single one of them
no!
Facebook.
Tell them to get on Facebook. Who doesn't use Facebook these days? Even my granddad looks at Facebook.
And then when they said it, I said, "Oh, let's link up on Facebook. Let me launch you." She said, "You can't. I don't use it." And they said, "No, we don't either." And I thought, "Oh."
Oh.
Well, that's good in a way.
Well,
yeah, but I do love your blog, and I think it's fantastic.
it's really you have to take a lot of dedication to do it, and it's and time, but it's worth it. It's been brilliant for other people. Kind of I've had the directors at work come up to me. I've had all sorts of people come up to me wanting to do it. So I feel like an expert.
Ooh.
I'm not.
Well,
Anyway,
Jen, where are you blogging?
Just bring it all alive.
Where? Well, I use an app called Blogger to actually write the post, and then I post it on Facebook. People can subscribe to the blog if they want to.
That's interesting, because I've got my own Facebook page, but I was just about to post a testimonial, and I've got to do another testimonial from people that were on it last month.
Right.
And the testimonial looks really good, so I'm gonna post those on my page, but I've only got like 350 likes on my page, so the reach is pathetic. It's like can be like 5 people that you reach, so I need to do a boost thing. Pay to boost.
The great thing about the great thing about blogs is that you post it on the blog, and then you can post the link out to Facebook, but you're not forcing people to read it. It's their choice to click on it. You're just putting like the catchy title or something. So that's why I can get away with putting it on my personal page.
Yeah, I see. Right. And do you actually connect that up to Twitter as well?
Yeah, I send it off to Twitter.
Yeah, because I've connected my Facebook page to Twitter, and I get quite a lot of interest from that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you will.
Okay, well, better wrap it up because it's 9:05. I didn't realise that Justine was on the call earlier on. She didn't show up in my picture stream, so people were on the call. But it's great to chat to you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So
yes, you too, and we'll see you soon on Ian's call.
Yeah, 9:30. Joe, do you know about that?
Bye.
Joe, do you know about
that? I'm going to hook up 9:30.
Yeah, okay. See you then. Bye.
Yeah. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.